everyone, it's Han here. Welcome to Icing Inspiration live stream. We are back this week with a brand new cookie decorating tutorial. Let me jump into the comment section. I want to say hello to Svetlana. Thank you for being here. Hello to Serbia, Belgrade. Hello, Margaret. How is it going, guys? I know many of you living in the United States are preparing for a big day for tomorrow. So let me know who is hosting Thanksgiving this year and what are you preparing? I see Heather here. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about your weather. I hope this bleak weather will pass soon and you are in the middle of making pumpkin cheesecake. Yum, that sounds really good. Hello, Kathleen. Misery. So how is it going, guys? Let me know in the comments. Happy Thanksgiving. Hi, Kathy. I meant to ask you, how did it go with your transfers? I forgot to ask you last week, but I'm curious if you were able to get your Christmas transfers done. Hello to California. Oh, thank you, Colleen. Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, that was a really great day. Yeah. Thank you so much. Colleen is referring to the photo I sent out in my newsletter, wishing you happy Thanksgiving. Hi, Sally. Hello, everyone. So today I'm so excited to be sharing this new tutorial. Well, it's new, but not, well, it is kind of new the way I approached it with the finishing touches with the airbrush, but I did something similar, I think 10 years ago. So I have it on the blog and I'm trying to update a lot of things with tutorials that are slightly updated, or I mean, I want to get rid of the outdated tutorials. So I'm trying to bring the new ones in. So hello, Linda. Hello. Thank you everyone for being here. Hello, Poland. Hello, cold Sweden. Yes, I can imagine it's quite cold. Although here in Spain, we are also getting to cooler temperatures here. It's not as warm as it was a couple of weeks ago. You're cooking turkey parts. Excellent. It's always good to start ahead because leaving everything on the day off, it's just too stressful. Sally is spending time with her hubby. Fantastic. Yes, I love that. No stress. Yes, totally agree with that. No stress. Colleen is preparing Thanksgiving. Yum. Enjoy. So, as always, hello, Margaret. How is it going? How is Sophia? Hello, Jeremy. You are really not that late because I've been talking for 5 minutes and greeting everyone. So thank you for being here. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you who are celebrating. And so before we jump into today's tutorial, just a reminder, those of you who are not familiar with how the live stream kind of works. So each week I released a new live stream, like a recap newsletter, and it's a free PDF where you can grab all the links for the tools that I'm using in the live stream, and also some inspiration ideas for your future projects. Let me just grab the link for the newsletter. So I'll put it in the comment section so you can just click on it and grab it there. And there is also a new template for Snowflake transfer sheets. Those of you who are members of Haniela's Cookie Club on Patreon, it's already posted in a group, so you can just grab it there. Otherwise, you can shop in the template shop, and it's only $1.75. I kept it low so you guys can get it because these are really cute for so many different occasions. Okay, let me take this off the screen. Okay, so before we can get started, we need to make the snowflakes. So let me bring up my screen here. Okay, here we go. So I've got my my template. There are 3 templates. Now, please don't hate me. I am fully aware that snowflakes are supposed to be 6. They have 6 arms. not 8, but we're trying to be artistic, and I just like the look of 8 arms. So please, no snowflake police, keep it to yourself. Because I understand they're supposed to have 6 arms instead of 8, but I do like them with 8 arms. Judy's preparing for holidays. Happy Thanksgiving. All right. So this is my template, and there are 3 templates actually. One has the proper, one is like this. You do have a proper number of arms, which is 6 arms, okay? But for this project, I'm just going to do 8 arms. And I've got here, and this is a number 2 piping tip here, and I've got my bag fitted, filled with white icing. And it's, remember we talked about couple of lives ago, we talked about consistency. So I'm using piping consistency here, but I'm using that softer type of piping consistency. This way your icing is not going to have those spikes, and it will flow easier, but it will still have some texture, and you'll see what I mean. Thanks, Jeremy. Yeah, they should have there. It's something about the formation of the crystals. From what I understand, I think there is an I don't know if it was a TED talk or I just watched a YouTube video a couple of years ago, and there's this scientist who devoted his life to he studies snowflakes. It's just remarkable. Look it up. Like there is a whole science about snowflakes and how he catches them and puts them under microscope or something. Like it's amazing. Anyway, yeah, that's what I understand. They have 6 arms, but I think we're trying to be very artistic, so I'm just gonna do 8. Thank you. All right. So I'm gonna break this down for you guys so you can see. It looks pretty complicated, but it's going to be done pretty quickly. I have to take my glasses off. In a few weeks, I will have new glasses. I just had my eyes checked, so hopefully I will be more prepared, because now it's just harder for me to see. So I'm gonna do or maybe I should just keep them. It's hard. It's so annoying. Sometimes I can't see. Just gonna try it. So I'm gonna do the star first, and you can see I'm doing like a partial stop at each point. Like I'm not stopping fully, but you can see me kind of like, do you see it? Like I'm anchoring it a little bit. So now we're going to do the fork. And this is going to prepare you for what's coming next. So pipe, release, and now you're dragging it. And if you have any questions, you can just put them in a comment section. I'll be happy to answer them once I can look up. Okay, now now we're going to, I'm gonna start with the arms. Now I'm not gonna be doing arms all the way through. I'm gonna start my arm here and then finish in the middle here. So we're going to do basically beaded border, and I'm able to fit 4. Can you guys see good, or is it, I'm gonna just zoom in on this so you guys can see. Thank you, Camille. How are you doing, Camille? I've been thinking of you as of late. I hope you are doing well. And I'm using number 2 piping tip because I want this to be, you could use 1.5 PME, and I have used it, but it just, makes the snowflake very, very fragile. Very, very, it is very delicate, but likelihood of it breaking is so high that I would suggest that you stick with number 2. And you could make these in, let's say if you want to make them gold, you could make them, as you see, I'm turning my template here. You could make these light brown and then airbrush them with gold. Or if you want to go through trouble of painting them with gold, you could do that. But I think that would take a long time. So you could also use the spray pump, gold luster dust in a spray pump. That's what I used on a snowflake that is next to this one. But I just used white. So it does look really pretty. So if you used like a light brown or ivory and then sprayed with the luster dust pump, I don't have it here, of course. You could get away with that instead of painting each snowflake individually. So once you're done piping all these snowflakes, it's best to put them on a flat surface and then let them dry overnight. And in the middle here, you could leave the middle as is, but I'm going to add a little pearl. Now, I was thinking about this because if you plan on serving these or giving these to someone, it's a good idea to use pearls that are kind of softer. These are not really that soft, so I would probably tell people that the pearl, they can just spit it out or be careful so they don't accidentally break their teeth. Oops. Okay, so this is the first design. I've got my second design here. I'm going to set this aside here. Do you want me to do another one? Just let me know. I can do another one. And this is a smaller version because I have 2 cookies. Okay, so I've got, this is a larger cookie and then a smaller cookie. So we're going to the smaller one now. And it's the same design as the one I just did, but it's a smaller snowflake. I find tip tends to work better if the icing is a little stiff. Yes, I mean, it's the thing is when you are using piping tip number 2, your piping consistency icing, even the softer one, it's going to, because it's such a small opening, it's going to come out with a bit of a texture. It's not going to just go flat. So it's really nice if you have that dimension there instead of having a snowflake that is completely flat. Okay, so we're going to we are gonna go get there. Margaret, I will be sharing with you how to airbrush these. I'm just gonna share with you how to do the smaller ones. Thank you, Sally. That's what I'm going to do now. So for these, I'm trying to remember how I did these. So again, I'm going to start at the very end and then bring it to the middle. I'm not gonna go all the way across. Okay, so we're gonna start here again, starting with the kind of like a bulky point here and bringing it in the middle. Now I'm going to use my paintbrush. I just want to smooth this a little bit. And now we can do, oh, can you guys see? I think I'm out of the screen here. All right. So now I'm adding the rounded part between the 2 lines. I'm just following my star template, but instead of doing the star, and this also strengthens the transfer, okay, because you have more icing there. So it will withstand some handling. Now let me add the pearl in the middle and we can finish the arms. So with the arms, I'm just gonna go like this, okay? So starting here, and then also increasing the pressure at each end. So pressure, pressure, little dot, pressure, pressure, little dot. Oh, here it is. It's right in front of my eyes. I can't believe I didn't see it. So this is the spray gold luster dust. And you can see, and this is just white. So I can imagine if you used brown, look how pretty. Oops. But we're going to do pink and blue and purple. Thank you so much. So let me grab my, so I have my board here. So I'm just going to slide it onto the board. So now let's put this away. And now here comes the fun part. We're going to do the airbrushing, which will really take this snowflake to a different level. Okay, let me remove this screen and let me bring up my screen here. So I believe it's this one. Okay. All right, so here you can see me sliding, and these are the smaller ones. And I'm going to start first with blue. And the whole idea is to airbrush the middle of the snowflake a bit more heavier, I would say, and then go lighter towards the outer edges. So I'm also using magnets to keeping this in place because the airbrush tends to lift up the whole sheet. Oh, Jeremy, you can definitely do this. Totally. This one is where, nope. Yes, you can do it. I'm not listening to that. You can definitely do it. You can try. I think if you don't try, you don't know what you're capable of. And it's better trying than being sorry for not trying, even if you fail. So now let's do the middle. That's thank you so much. Yes, yeah, I have to show you what it looks like. I'm so proud of myself. I built that thing myself. Now I'm switching to, I didn't clean my airbrush. I'm switching to pink. So pink and blue will give us purple. So basically I'm using blue, pink, and I'm also going to get some nice shimmer on these using pearl airbrush color, which really, I feel like you have to use it for these snowflakes because they just, they're quite dull now, but with the pearl, like metallic pearl airbrush food coloring, they will have a bit of a sheen to them and they will be more lustrous. So now let's do the purple, and I'm gonna soon show you. Oh, this is the very fine 1.5 tip snowflake. You can see how much thinner it is compared to the rest of the snowflakes. So when you're doing these, yes, Sally, that's a good point, and thank you for bringing that up. I can tell one of my problems is I don't hold the gun of the sprayer vertically enough. Maybe I'm filling in the container too much. Now, you really only need a few drops. I prefer adding drops into my airbrush gun instead of adding, like, literally I just add one drop. And then if I need to refill, I add another drop because it really goes a long way. Unless, of course, if you're airbrushing a cake, you probably need a bit more than one drop. But for these small snowflakes, you really don't need a whole lot. Oh yeah, that would be really pretty. Yes, if you do. The only thing, I will talk about this later, the only thing with black and adding, I haven't tried that because black is obviously darker than would be the gold base. So I don't know how it would do adding the dry snowflake on wet black. I have to test it because I like that idea very much. That would be really, really cool. You don't own an airbrush. You could also get one of those, Wilton has them. They have like an airbrush in a spray bottle or something like that. So you can see I'm doing the middle darker and then going lighter as I go to the edges. So here is my pearl airbrush color. I have to say that I added few drops of Everclear because metallic airbrush colors are known for clogging up the airbrush. The mica particles are quite big and they can clog up your airbrush. And I find adding just a little bit of, and you can see a little bit of Everclear helps to eliminate that problem. And you can see the difference. Can you guys see the difference? How the snowflakes are starting to shimmer with the addition of the pearl. Now I'm taking this off and we're going to bring these in. These are the larger ones. Now I'm gonna do pink and then I'll show you how to do the, thank you, Kathleen? Cassie, right? Is it okay if I call you Cassie? I'm terrible with names. I apologize. So now I'm doing the blue and now we can switch. We're going to switch to pink and we're going to finish this off. And remember, blue will turn to purple. Or in this case, well, now I'm doing the pink, but you see, I'm using the blue on the pink and it's turning purple here. And I'm going to do the same thing on the blue, on the snowflakes next to this one. Hello, Monica. Wow, Santa, you got me a saw top table saw. Wow, nice. I know you like to, you're big on woodworking, so that's a really good gift. Thank you, Kathy. So you can see here, I'm using pink, touching just the edge of the blue so it turns purple and then going towards the edges and making those pink. Isn't that pretty? I love how these look. Obviously, like I said, you could make these in any color you want and then use your own judgment, or if you have a specific design, add maybe just touch up the edges or the ends or whatever you want to do. This is just an idea for you to get you started. Oh my goodness, you haven't used your airbrush, Heather? You got the hairbrush 2 years ago. Okay, now it's probably like crying in a corner there, you know? You know, what's that, the from Dirty Dancing, you know, the I don't know, remember the scene? She was sitting in a corner, baby doesn't sit in a corner. So your airbrush is probably crying there in a corner. You gotta use it. Don't be scared. What's the worst thing that can happen, really? So now finish by airbrushing with the pearl, and you can see how it's kind of getting little, like muting the color a little bit. So you don't want to go too heavy, but you can see the difference. It's shiny. Oh yeah, nobody put. Thank you, Heather. Yeah, I couldn't remember for the line. Yeah, nobody puts airbrush in the corner. Yeah, we should. Yeah, definitely not. All right, so now to remove these, even after airbrushing, let them sit for about 30 minutes, and then you can attempt to remove them. I know this is a struggle for many of you, and you constantly tell me that you are having a hard time removing your transfers. Some of them, unfortunately, will break. This is pretty normal occurrence with transfers and with these snowflakes. It's just, it might happen. I will not lie to you. Smaller ones, they are not as bad. The bigger ones, they can break a bit more. You see this super fine snowflake? I used 1.5, and here I'm just gonna stop this so you can see the difference. Now, I love the delicate lines on the left one, but for the practical purposes, I think it's just better to use the number 2 piping tips to make a snowflake that is a bit more sturdier. We should can you imagine having this on a t-shirt? Nobody puts airbrush in a corner. Nobody would get that. That's so funny. So Margaret, do you always spray color on color to make a new color, or can you put drops of the 2 in the airbrush at the same time? Yes, you can put 2. If you want to make purple, let's say you're using blue and then suddenly, oh, I want to make purple, airbrush with purple, not having the gradient, you can put 2 colors, but then you need to understand the color theory, obviously, because if you put colors that are not, you're not gonna get anything out of it. That might not work. I don't know. Maybe like if you were looking for brown, you do green and green and red, for example, and things like that. I would then suggest run your airbrush until you get the color you want, or you can just hold the opening on your gun and use your trigger to mix the color in a cup a little bit, and then test it first before you go directly on your cookie, just to make sure that you have the correct color. If you're adding two drops of different colors into your cup. Okay. Now we are ready to decorate the cookies with these snowflakes. So let me remove the screen. Okay. And I can bring up my screen here. So let's do this. Okay. All right. So I've got, let me just bring up my snowflakes here. And I have a bonus video for you guys, because if you stay till the end, I will show you how I actually decorated cookies with broken snowflakes. I had a couple that broke. I don't know how that happened, but they did break. This is a unusual thing I did. I used a small leaf tip to make these. I don't know. Do you guys like these? They're definitely sturdier because the lines are a bit thicker. And I use the small leaf tip, PME leaf tip. So let me know, do you guys like these? I wasn't sure if they look okay anyway. So let's hope these won't break. All right, so I'm just gonna have them here on the side, and I'm gonna start with my white icing today. And let's see, have everything ready in place. Thank you, Diane. Yeah, you never know. You never know. New Year is coming. Maybe I'll think of something. I don't know. Thank you, Heather. Thank you. All right, so now I hope I can get this situated here. All right, you guys can see okay here? All right. So first of all, I'm not going to go all the way to the edge. We will be adding beaded border around. So I'm trying to leave, like you can see here, I'm leaving a little bit of a gap between the edge and my icing here, okay? If you need to, if you are struggling with doing rounds, you can use a smaller cutter and maybe trace the outline there. If that helps you, I would suggest then using maybe like a yellow marker or something that is not too harsh. I'm going to increase the pressure, and you can see more icing is coming out here. Now coming in with my scribe here, we're going to smooth this. And I'm going to use what's called dry on wet application. Now, Jeremy was saying that he really would like black gold snowflake on a black background. And I remember I told him that I'm not sure if it would work because I would be afraid that the black would seep through the gold. Let me just fix this quickly. But I have to test it. I don't know. I have to test it. Maybe the gold, it would be strong enough to prevent the black bleeding into it. Otherwise, if you do white snowflake on dark black background like this with a transfer, it is like 99.9% that it will bleed through. Okay, now let me I'm using my scribe here, just very gently, just checking if everything is touching. See, it's all touching. Excellent. So that's how difficult this is. Let me just see if I can do this. This is just an experiment. Oh, I added some extra shine with the gold. Now we have to set this aside. Now this gold, it's beautiful, but it gets on everything. It's like I'm snowed in with the gold here. All right. Yes, you could. Yes, that's the thing I was thinking as well. The only thing is these are so small. I mean, they're not small. I suppose if you turn them over, you could definitely pipe some extra icing here and there and glue them on. Absolutely. The only thing is your surface, the icing needs to be perfect. Like what I mean perfect, like it has to be really leveled. The only thing is then you could also use smaller snowflakes, and then it's easier to do these. If you're doing this dry on dry, it's a bit easier if you're using these small snowflakes. And these I used on a small cookie like this, which is really, you know what, you are inspiring me. I'm going to try it with black and then I'll report back to you because now I'm intrigued. Sally, please, you can definitely do it. I have no doubts. And I will show you I have a video of me using a broken snowflake. So stay tuned. Maybe if you use black cocoa powder to make the icing dark. Oh yeah, that could be maybe that would work. But the only thing is with cocoa powder, if you add too much, then there is some fat in it, so it could interfere. That's why I only add so much cocoa powder when I make black icing, because it can then interfere with how the icing is drying. But I understand what you mean, Heather. Super flat, yes. Hi, Sophia. Okay, so let me do the small one, and then we can get on the beaded border. Oh, there is a fat-free cocoa powder? And how much do you add, Sally? Do you add, how much do you add to your, it doesn't interfere with your drying? I'm curious, how much do you add? Let me know. I usually add about maximum 1 tablespoon about 1 tablespoon. Oh gosh, I'm just rambling here. 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder per 1 cup of white icing. I'm making black or dark brown or something like that. I really like the flavor also. It adds a really nice flavor. And again, I'm not going all the way to the edges here. You can see I'm leaving a bit of a border. This is going to be used for our beaded border that we'll do later on. So now let's do the blue one. I'm just going to drop it here. And again, yes, Judy, it would be easier to do it on a cookie. I'm glad you asked this. Yes, absolutely. The only thing is you can't really get the airbrushing you can't really get the finished design if you pipe it directly on a cookie. You would have to then, I assume you would have to paint it, and then likelihood of you getting on your base, it's very high because these are quite still with number 2. There are still fine lines, especially around here. So that's the only reason. You could do airbrushing if you have a stencil. Yeah, if you have a stencil, you can place it on your white base or whatever base you have, and then you can airbrush and use different colors. The only thing is your stencil will be flat. It will not be raised, and you will not definitely have any dimension there. Oh, that's fantastic. That's good to know. I have to look for a fat-free cocoa powder here. Things like that are very hard to find. Okay, so now once you are done adding your snowflakes onto your icing, you need to let that crust for a little bit, and then we can do the border. But before we do that, let me just quickly show you. And let me just quickly show you. I wanted to share with you. This is an icing break. I completely forgot. I wanted to share with you. I don't know if Karen is here, but Karen sent me some pretty pictures of her cookies. So thank you for that, Karen. And also these are, I believe, like a wedding or engagement, I think, or bridal shower. And I love the Northern Lights. It's such a cool design. Thank you so much, Karen. Yes, Jeremy, thank you. And I also wanted to share with you in my newsletter. Where is it now? I can't find it. Here it is. So if you are into snowflakes, I also have a tutorial on how to make this cute little house. This is something you can do for holidays. And you can see there are also some nice snowflakes on the front of the house, and you can add them on the back. I'm very partial to snowflakes. I have about, I don't know, 30, 40 snowflake cutters. I'm obsessed. Yes. I could see the snowflakes with just the pearl spray on the Wedgwood blue. Oh, that would be lovely. Very nice. All right. So I promised you, let me just switch the, okay, I hope this is correct. Here it is. Okay. So this is, remember I told you I have broken, I think, 3 snowflakes. I'm not sure if this one is going to show you the worst one, where I had, I think, 3 or 4 pieces fall off. But I was able to put it on a cookie, and you cannot tell because I have the cookies here, and there is no way you could tell unless you look at them under the microscope. So even if you break them, don't panic. Make sure that you save the arm or leg or whatever from the snowflake, and then you can use tweezers to gently place the broken piece and kind of attach it. Yes, I love the constellation as well. That you can absolutely do them in. I'm glad you're bringing that up, Kathy. You can make these ahead of time. The only thing is with these snowflakes, I would probably keep them on a transfer sheet. Or you see how broken this one is. So I don't know what I did to break it, but I was like, oh, it would be so bad to just waste it. So I'm just attaching it, figuring out which arm is correct, and then boom, and here is another one. And this little piece fell off from this arm here. Ta-da! And there, nobody will ever know that this snowflake was previously broken. And So yeah, so don't panic. Even if you break a few pieces, it's okay. No need to panic. Let's remove this and okay. Bring my screen back here. All right, so I've got some cookies here that Sally, that's my name as well. But if I can save something, because like I said, I think 3 because I wasn't careful enough. I was, I had stuff on my work surface, and I just broke them. So I was a bit sad. But then I realized, let me see if I can use them, and it really works. Tweezers are my best friend. Really, these are great. These are sewing tweezers. So now let's see if I can get this situated here. And now we're gonna do the beaded border. I'm gonna be using the same icing I used for the snowflakes. Okay. Okay, Jeremy. Thank you for making me laugh. My initial design from many years ago when I did these, I only used blue airbrush color. And I also, instead of the beaded border, I added an outline and I dipped it in sanding sugar. Yes, Heather, I agree. Yes, you can just eat them. And I feel like this really, excuse me, really goes well with the snowflake design because we use the beaded border pattern to create the arms, and now it's going around. Yeah, it looks so hard for the... Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys, those of you who are following me on social, you probably noticed that I already scheduled lives for next week up until December 13th. So next week, and I'm going to share with you what we are making so you can get excited. We'll be making Christmas doors, but I ended up making them more complicated than I wanted to, but I will share the tutorial with you anyway. It can be simplified though if you don't have that much time. Okay. So now I'm trying not to touch it directly, because it's still wet, so I have to wait for the icing to dry. So I'm just gonna slide it over. I've got some dry ones here. Just back this up because it's... You have a snowflake? Oh, that's so wonderful. I feel like the snowflake, it's such a like a holiday neutral design, because I know there are a lot of holidays in December, and so if you are not sure what to make, I think you can't really go wrong with the snowflake. It's a winter theme, and it's so whimsical and really, really cute, and everybody can kind of relate to it, I think. So it's a nice design. You need to conquer that. How about this weekend? Okay, I guess this is a conversation Sally's having with somebody in the comment section. So these I can you tell? I can't tell which one was broken. One of these, or maybe this one. No idea which one was broken. I would have to really look at these very closely. So I'm gonna continue making my making my borders, but That's the whole idea. Oops, here is another one. And I've got, you see, this is the super fine one. And it's so lovely. It is so, so lovely. I love dainty things. But I think for the sake of our sanity, oh, this one broke because I just tossed it. It broke. It's better to use piping tip number 2. Linda, why does it look so easy when you do it and always ends up in a big mess when I try? Oh, I'm so sorry that it's a mess for you, but I would try just do lines. Make yourself a template, just do lines, and then try to do squares and then move on to the rounds. Because the rounds can be, because of the curve, it can be a bit more challenging. So if you do straight lines first and then try to do rounds, hopefully that will help you. Thank you, Kathy. So let me just share with you. So here we go. So next week we are doing Christmas doors, and I am going to use my transfer from weeks ago when, remember, we did the Christmas transfers. Here we go. So there is a wreath, and you can use the wreath, you can use other things on this door cookie. Where is it? Oh, it got lost again. Okay, here we go. And then December 6th, it's going to be a Santa. And this is a design I also did many years ago, and it was very popular. Can you guess the shape, guys? This is an upside down shape. Can anyone let me know in the comment section? And this is a really fun, cute project. And then on the 13th, we are doing Christmas bell cookies. And then I have also planned, because next year, it's a year of, it's a lunar year of a rabbit. And I don't know if you know, I'm really fond of rabbits. It's my, like, I feel like it's my spiritual animal. I just love rabbits. Ice cream cone. Yes. Yes. Good guess. Yes, it's an ice cream cone. It's a large ice cream cone that I turn upside down, and the ice cream works really well for the beard. Thank you, Judy. I'm so glad that you like the doors. So those of you who are if you are following me on Facebook, you can, I think, sign up to get notified when I go live there. Or also this live is being streamed on my Facebook page. If you prefer Facebook, you can view it there. And I believe you can also click on something there and get notified when the live is happening, so you get a notification there. Oh, what's this? It's also bit eclipse. Is it? Can you maybe elaborate on that? I love all these things. And here where we are, the sky is so clear, so I get to see all the wonderful things. Yes, it's a really fun design, so I can't wait to share. How do you get Hanukkah transfers? I don't have Hanukkah transfers. I don't know what you mean. I have Christmas transfers, and then I also in my in a weekly live stream recap newsletter, there is a link to a tutorial for the Hanukkah star cookies, which are really fun and really easy to do. So you can check out the newsletter. It's free, and also you can get the snowflake templates in my coffee shop. And those of you who are not signed up for the newsletter and you would like to be, you get updates about new products and new live streams and so on. You can sign up. I just put the link in the comment section. Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic, Judy. Okay, so let me take this screen off. All right. Before I let you go, I wanted to wish you all of you who are celebrating Thanksgiving, and even if you're not celebrating Thanksgiving, I hope you have a wonderful day. Enjoy your feast. Living in States for 20 years, I love Thanksgiving. Although we are not going to have turkey this year, we will have something else, but we will celebrate. Sorry. Oh, yes. Okay, yes. This is what I've been reading about this, but from here, I won't be able to say it. I have, yes, I know what you mean. Yes, but it's only in, yeah. It's not, I'm in Spain, so I won't be able to see it, but I'm sure I will read about it and then see all the pictures. So happy Thanksgiving to you guys, and I will see you next week, same time, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Bye, everyone.